Good afternoon. Welcome to Board of Assessors meeting on October 29th, 2019. We are being videotaped by LCAT, and we tape our own meetings, and we are also being viewed by a local student. And no one else is taping today. And we'll start with a review of the minutes from October 8th from Bill Johnson.
Mr. Chairman, I have reviewed the minutes from both open session and executive session from the meeting of October 8th of 2019, and I find them to be in order, and I move that they be accepted.
Okay, I don't believe, and no discussion on that. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We have start off with a warrant 2007 motor vehicle excise recommitment and 2008. $23 and change and $56 and change. Then we go right into our sales report. LA3 and lot of non-arm's length sales and transfers. And a few sales, and I was pointing out to my wife today, there's still a lot in the, under 0.9%. So we're still getting some that sell over assessment. It's still happening.
So I have
Normal, actually.
I have one. It's the third one down. That's a 0.86. I did not see it on the MLS. And
Third one down? Oh, third marked one down.
Yes, the third marked one in the assessment to
yeah.
sale ratio column. I did not see that on the MLS.
Oh, you didn't?
No, and it could have been. I don't know.
Oh.
And
I know that house.
What address are you looking at? Oh, right.
Third marked one down.
Why am I not looking at that? I'm
You're
looking
not going far enough. Right there.
Oh, okay.
And also the second one from the bottom on page 1, I did not see on the MLS. Although
That was.
It was?
Yep.
And I did a search for it after the fact.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think I know someone who looked at it, or a realtor who showed it.
Which one is that? I just somehow got out of here.
Yeah. Well, I can't say address, so it's the
Okay. You're on the second page?
first page that you got.
I don't know how I got out of here.
But yeah, I'm 99% sure.
Okay.
Let me see.
Right there.
Yeah.
Any third one from the bottom on page 2, I had no idea that was a group home or some kind of.
Third one from
The bottom.
Oh, yeah,
It was sold through MLS too. They just had a sign up there, but it was never in MLS.
It actually did finally make MLS.
All right, it wasn't there for the first 5
Yeah.
weeks of the sign, because I was kind of
That-
curious about the house.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, they put it in after they sold it, I believe.
Um,
So is that a group home?
yes, it is.
Yep.
It was previously a group home,
Right.
and they sold it.
Privately? Or for?
No, it went.
No, this
resident?
one here, you
Yeah.
probably drove by it a bunch of times on the left-hand side going up.
In fact, this is the second one they bought from the same company in the last 2 months. And they did reach out to us, and we did tell them that they do have to submit their IB3, which is their initial tax exempt application. Although we do have other properties owned by this company for group homes.
So they're aware of the pilot program?
I do not believe that they participate
Right, that's
in
my,
it. Yes,
that's my slanted question.
yes.
That's too bad.
Yes, it is.
Any other questions on LA3?
No,
Then building permits.
A ton.
And as I mentioned, that you should have August on your computers and September's were just completed. In August, we do have one new condo, which is now bringing either homes or condos 6 year to date, and that is through September.
6 condos.
6 new either homes or condos.
That's it?
year to date.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, we'll double that more next year. That's so low. That's the lowest on years.
Mm-hmm.
I said there's more permits than sales.
'Cause there seems to be
Ten
more
per-
building than that, you know, down Bella Vista and the new neighborhoods are coming.
Seems like houses are taking a lot longer
Yeah, I
to
agree with that.
build these days
To
to
build.
build.
Mhm.
They take out a permit, they start the construction, and so it always looks like we have a lot of new construction, but it's the same
To
construction
complete,
right.
yeah. Well, there's one in Prospect Hills neighborhood that's
Mhm.
been under construction for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know that one.
Yeah.
Any questions on building report?
Nope.
Bill, you all set?
yes.
And now we move on to the director's report.
So FY 2020 recap documents, the Division of Local Services did approve our LA3 sales report, our LA4 classification report, our LA13 amended growth report, our LA13 growth report. They had an issue with us picking up new growth for above ground pools, and I had to edit, so we have approximately $29,000 less value on the growth report. They are having, according to my DOR rep, a healthy dialogue, because I really find fault that we can tax it, but we can't claim it as new growth. We can claim a shed, we can claim any other outbuilding, we can claim an in-ground pool, but they said if we want to claim that as growth, we have to assess it as personal property. Don't know where this ruling came from.
For me as an appraiser, it's always been personal property for us, and I used to tell people they shouldn't be taxed on their above ground pool because it's personal property.
So the Department of Revenue is going to have another in-depth conversation.
So they can do a statewide thing, I hope, or
Well, that's
are
where
we town by
it's
town for it?
always up in the air. My feeling is, as long as we are being consistent across all properties, if you're assessing a shed on every single property that has one, or an above ground pool of every property that has one, or an in-ground, we're doing fair and equitable and consistency with our assessments. It really kind of threw me for a loop.
Have you used them before?
Mm-hmm.
So all of
Yeah.
a sudden, yeah.
This
How
year,
about sheds? You do sheds at new growth?
and that was perfectly acceptable.
Wow.
So it was just a kind of a unique thing. But once we got through that, we have to provide a spreadsheet with all of the new growth values and what they consisted of. So I had to go through and make sure that we appeased the Department of Revenue. And so finally, they did approve our new growth. So it was $473,094 of new growth this year. 308,000 was for real estate, and the remainder of it is personal property.
It's a lot. That's for last year, right? 18?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's up through
So through June?
June 30th
Okay.
of 2019, because we are a 653 community. I do have the FY 2020 valuation book now that our values have been certified on our counter, It is the old to new, so if anyone wanted to stop in for a quick lookup of any of the new property values. I've instructed the staff to be able to provide the new property record cards because the values have been certified, but just ensure that the people are aware that no tax rate has been set as of yet. Knowing that our values are now certified, our tax classification hearing has been scheduled for Tuesday, November 12th at 6:45. This hearing is going to be the joint meeting of the Town Council and the Board of Assessors, where the Board of Assessors will give the information to the Town Council as to if we should have a split tax rate or one tax rate for all. We provide the information and the council will make that decision. I have pulled together most of the tax classification packet, which is very similar to last year, and I will be sending them home with you. We do not have enough information on the DSL gateway for my levy capacity, so I really can't determine where the tax rate is going to be, and we like to have it as close to. So I will send you home with everything I have had prepared, and I will, as soon as I get the final information, send you the additional sheets so you can review. So at our next meeting, once we determine what date that will be, it could very well be the prior to meeting with
before
the town council, that I need the board to make sure that they've had a good opportunity to review the information. The Hamden Hampshire County Assessing Association Fall Seminar is going to be on November 7th. The staff and myself will be at the seminar, and we will be having one of our senior work abatement applicants volunteering in our office to take messages, and we'll return any messages once we
Will the new
return.
employee be there?
Yes, she will.
Okay.
And come November 12th, the RMV is switching from their older antiquated system to the Atlas conversion, and we have been working with the Registry of Motor Vehicles. This not only affects excise bills, but it affects anyone who uses the registry online. I've been working with Munis to ensure that the new software format supports the new files that are coming through, and my fingers are crossed that everything goes smoothly. The first commitment is going to be in mid-December. It's usually the tiniest commitment of all, so if we do run into issues, we still have time to work, because January we'll get the very large commitment that'll have about 15,000 bills, excise bills in it, and that's not when you want it to go.
Bluey. Yeah.
Tomorrow is the fall conference. No one from our office is going. The Hamden Hampshire County that I just mentioned on November 7th. We still are looking at an ATB hearing in Boston on November 12th, and possibly a carryover day, November 13th. And we'll be doing the tax classification hearing
On November 12th. Yeah.
that night.
Wow.
What a day.
Yeah.
And again, save the date, December 5th, for the Hamden Hampshire County annual meeting and holiday gathering. That's what I have.
Okie dokie.
Wow. The ATV the same day.
I know.
Me and Diane together all,
All day.
long.
Yeah.
Lucky girl. I believe that's it, right?
That is. Anything else?
Any
is in-
questions, anybody? Shall make a motion to go into executive session to discuss a chapter, or discuss the chapter 61A applications, a ATB update upcoming, and a tax exempt property for profit business. And we will be returning to open session only to record our votes. Take a roll call vote. Bill Johnson,
Yes.
Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Marty Grudgeon, yes.